My next guest tonight happens to be a really good friend of mine, almost like close like a family relative almost. We have the same uncle. Anywho, he is his owner of his own wedding video photography company, DeLuca Films. Please welcome Michael DeLuca, everybody.
Alright.
Hey, what's going on?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Alright, just sit right here.
Yep, that's it,
I'm
man.
gonna pull an Ellen, ready?
Yeah, that's it. There you go. That's it, man.
Sweet.
Well,
this is a nice setup you
Yeah,
have
thank
here.
you, thank you. Oh yes, again, we have to start somewhere to go anywhere, man. And,
Absolutely.
And honestly, man, again, thank you so much again, man. This is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's my pleasure.
First and foremost, Happy New Year, by the way.
Yes,
man.
Happy New Year.
What a way to kick off the New Year and all that, man. Any New Year's resolutions you wanted to do, by the way, that you have by any chance?
Ooh, I guess just live in the moment.
That's good.
That's what I've been doing for the past like 3-4 years now, and
that's good.
seems to be working out pretty well.
That's
I
good.
guess.
That's good. That's
I don't have to
good.
keep myself accountable on anything. I
Right.
just
Right.
enjoy life.
Well, and plus, and also too, especially even little mini goals too of anything. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
always, whatever it is, whatever situation it is, you can always accomplish it. You can always accomplish it.
Yes.
And with 2020 already here and all that, it's time to capitalize on those goals, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So you're doing this obviously you started DeLuca Films in 2015 and all that.
Yes.
And obviously it's been going really really well and all that.
Yeah.
So why was it what made you want to be a wedding video photographer?
Yeah. So I guess kind of like how it all started was I was in grade 11. We had this media arts class. And Workforce Windsor Essex, it's like this company out in obviously Windsor. They came to the school and they put on like this competition.
Nice.
They were trying to create videos for like their business.
Right.
So obviously they get these high school students to do it for free.
Nice.
But,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. For the
that's
credit
okay.
almost, but it's fine. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I completed a video and it was being judged.
Right.
So on the judging day, there was 4 people, and one of them happened to be getting married. I won the contest,
Oh, okay.
and the judge went to my media arts teacher and was like, "Hey, do you think Michael can do wedding videos?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "No, I don't know.
It was all
I'm not
brand
ready
new or
for
whatever.
that."
That's it. It was all
Yeah.
brand new. So the judges, what were they originally were? Did they have was one like a producer, one was a director?
Yeah,
What did
exactly.
they do specifically?
Right. So they were all filmmakers in the Windsor Essex area.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
some pretty cool connections.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so basically, because I've seen your blogs on your website and all that, and overall, it just phenomenal with all with the videos that you prep up and all that. The one question I definitely want to know
Mhm.
is that are there any times that you had a wedding that the weather wasn't really so right? If you had days that you're I'm hoping that it's gonna be a sunny day but it rains or whatever.
For sure.
So with that being said, have you were there times where because this is a whole different type of film basically. I don't know. It's different than making a movie or
Yeah.
making a music video. This is for white. So how am I supposed to? How would I put it? Basically say if it rains. Say you're expecting a sunny day but it rains. Would you be did you find a way to kind of go around you know what? Maybe we can actually film this in this setting.
Mm-hmm.
Are the people who are getting married today allow you to do that, or is it your decision? How does it go? What rules do you set a line?
For sure. So what's interesting is the film industry. I kind of look at it 2 different types of filmmaking. There's run and gun filmmaking, like a wedding videographer, like myself, and then there is people who are on set, countlessly taking things over and over and over again, take 2, 3, 4, right?
Yes.
Doing them of the same thing. What's interesting about run and gun shooting, like a wedding videographer, is that you have to be prepared for literally any case scenario.
Right.
And you have to work with it. So.
Oh, so it just happens. So if it rains, we're gonna do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If it's a blizzard, we're gonna do it. Basically.
For sure.
Okay.
The client pays really good money for it, so we
Nice.
got to give them. What they're expecting, right?
Nice.
So thank goodness that I also work with someone as well, so we can kind of communicate with different ideas and stuff like that to make sure that the client gets exactly what they need. So
and you've been with the same crew for a long time, by the way. You have your same squad or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you known them since high school or whatever, right?
Yes.
Or have you met new people on the way to help you out or whatever?
Yeah.
That's good. That's
for
good.
sure. So there's when I first started. Obviously, you go through a couple of different second shooters and a couple of different crew members because they want to try it out and they don't like it,
right.
or they try it out and you like it but you don't like them. So
Right.
you gotta fire someone once
Yeah.
in a while,
Oh,
right?
you've done that a couple
But
times. Yeah. Oh man, that
it
happens
sucks.
though.
You
It's
never
okay.
want to,
Right.
but you have to, you're running a business at the end
Right.
of the day and you have to do what's best for it.
That's
So,
true. At a minimum, though, how many people like do usually run a wedding video photography?
Yeah.
Like of a company. Like how much? Like what can the maximum be basically? Like,
for sure.
Like
Yeah, normally I only have myself and my second shooter
okay.
literally do it all. So we take
Right.
care of camera, sound, lighting,
Right.
dealing with the clients.
Right.
That's what's so like fascinating about it,
Right.
and it doesn't make me go to sleep at night.
Because I mean that's the thing though. Because especially like at our cousin's wedding and all that too. Like
Yeah,
I've seen like I don't know what I always wanted to know like what's with the light panels around.
Yeah.
Like remember how it was around the dance floor, especially
Right.
at what was it, Sarah and John's wedding or
Yes.
whatever. You had like the light panels or whatever.
Yeah.
What was that? Like what are those specifically? What do those do?
For sure. They kind of act as like two different purposes. Cameras obviously can't see in the dark.
Right.
So this is just going to add more light to the subject,
Right.
which is going to make them pop more from the background.
Right.
And then also to kind of like enhance like the venue space.
Right.
So sunlight obviously disappears, so those will kind of act as the sun to
Okay. Oh, okay.
bring some more light
So
back in.
it can be either day or night, basically. They
Absolutely.
can all work as one. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I gotta tell you, because it's so hard not to trip over those, because you have it all close, but you want to get a good shot of whatever. Because I mean,
Right.
you're kind of, because like that's the thing, because you with your editing and all that, like like how many takes do you actually do? Because I know you usually, because seeing you walk around and everything else, like you're on the go too, man. You know what I mean? Like it's before I get to the question. Have you took like a couple shots as you're going along with working, or do you have to wait till after you're done working to take shots? Like how is it when it comes to weddings?
Like take shots like drinking?
Like a booze during time,
Yeah.
or you just kind of hold off until after you're done working.
Oh, I never drink on the job
That's
whatsoever.
good. That's smart. That's
One
good.
time, like sometimes the clients like to do a shot with me after, and
Right.
that's totally
That's
cool.
it. Well, it's a celebration
You know?
of the hard work, because Michael, man, it's amazing what you do, man. Seriously,
Thank
you know.
you.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. I'm just speaking the truth. Come on. But the so like it's so hard, because I know you're editing a lot. And do you have a lot of stuff that's like unedited, like that you don't put in the final shoot?
Oh, for sure.
Like how many takes, like, or it just may vary or whatever.
Yeah. So what's interesting about weddings is that it's only one take wonders, man.
Is it?
For
That's
example,
Okay.
like when they go in for the kiss, that kiss only happens once.
Right.
I can't
Slow
say, hey,
too.
can you kiss again? Like no.
Yeah, you can't.
That
Yeah,
won't happen.
yeah.
Some things you can obviously retake, like in the morning when they're getting their makeup done or putting their suit on.
Right.
You can tell them to take it off and put it back on again and stuff
I've
like
seen
that.
that a couple times. Like you get permission, obviously, like to go in, like to the room real quick and all. Because obviously,
For sure.
it's for privacy. So obviously, in a professional manner, you of course like ask before you go. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
That's sweet.
And then they always get dressed pretty much before the photographer and videographer get in anyway, so
Right.
we're not in anyone's way and we're not like affecting
That's
anyone.
sweet.
Yeah.
And also too, like what are some venues, like what places where have you been for weddings? Like not just Windsor. Have you been outside of Windsor by any chance to do weddings, by the way? If so, where were they at?
Yeah. I've never been kind of like outside of the Windsor area, at least not yet. I got offered a couple destination weddings
Nice.
that are actually outside of Canada and the United States. So
Nice.
I got invited to St. Lucia, and then I also got
Where is
invited
that at? I'm
to
not
Cuba.
sure. Oh, Cuba.
It's like somewhere in the Dominican.
That's
So,
crazy!
yeah.
Come on, man. Like I don't know. I guess in that case you can do pina coladas after all that.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Stay a
man.
couple extra days later, enjoy
Right.
the
Yes.
scenery and everything.
Would you have to pay for the trip, or would they pay it for you?
Yeah, I guess it all depends really on what me and the client decide
Yes.
is best for them.
Right.
So,
Yeah, absolutely, man.
yeah,
And
that's
then-
always up in the air. We never know the answer.
Right,
So.
and when it comes to venues, what's your main place that you like to go when it's like, okay, there's a wedding here, and you're like, oh yeah, man,
yeah.
okay, is there one specific location that you
Hell
like
yeah.
to do?
Yeah, there's actually a couple that I really like shooting at. The first one is Ambassador Golf Club. So that's really, really nice. Sometimes they have weddings outside and
Nice.
you can see the golfers kind of like playing out on the field.
That's
And
in LaSalle and all that
Yes,
too, right?
yeah.
Where the condominiums are and all
exactly. And then Augustus 27 where Nikki and Ryan got married.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
so
That's great.
That was a
Okay.
really nice place too. It's about 47 floors up
right
at the casino.
Yeah,
so,
that was awesome a little bit.
Yeah.
That was sweet, man.
Yeah,
oh,
you can't go wrong with that.
Exactly.
Place, so.
Oh yeah. Also, another thing is too that you've went traveling too and all that. Like traveling as well. Like you've been to like I believe, what was it, New York or whatever,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And what were you doing there? Like, was that specifically for filmography, or what was that? What were you doing there, basically?
Yeah, for sure. Well, with all the editing and all the filming that I do all the time, it's great to take a vacation once in a while,
Yes,
right?
yes, and go upon that. Just kind of, so that's just like your fun collage or
Absolutely.
whatever. That's sweet.
Yeah, I like to take a vacation at least once a year to kind of like clear my head and whatnot.
Right.
Last year I went to 2 places, New York City with my brother and Vancouver, British Columbia with my girlfriend.
That's good.
And they were both amazing places.
Yeah, that's it.
I just wish I could film like weddings in those
Right,
areas because
yes.
like the scenery and everything is
Right.
perfect.
Because like, do you think eventually like it'll happen like that? Eventually you'll like go to like Vancouver or whatever, or
Yeah.
eventually, or because I mean you're off to a good track, man. Honestly, man, you're on the
Thank
right
you.
track, of course, man. And then like what was it like what was the like was it beautiful in Vancouver when you actually went, by the way? Like how
Oh,
was
yeah.
it? Like was it like is it? They say it's warm there. Like I don't know. Like
For
is
sure.
it true? Like you know, for you to actually make good like photos and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, the weather I heard is always like mild. We went in the summer, so I don't really know how the winter's like.
Right.
But it always snows on the mountains and never on the ground.
Nice,
so
nice.
it's always a lot of rain.
Right.
But I just recently heard that they got like 100 centimeters of snow and they're like
Come on.
in avalanche warning
Yeah,
mode.
that's it. Yeah, because they're not used to it or whatever. It's different
Yeah.
over in the West Coast, especially for Canada, because they think that okay, Canada, it's all snow. It's not necessarily, you know what I
Right.
mean? Especially in Vancouver, like you know, from like it's like people are like in like December and they're still wearing shorts or whatever. Nice weather and all that.
Yeah.
What the heck, man? And then of course, like when you and Nick went to New York and all that,
Mhm.
you guys, how'd you guys get into the NBC studios, by the way? All the Jimmy Fallon stuff and all
Oh,
that,
yeah,
man.
man.
And, like, is that just like a gift shop in there or whatever? Like
No, that's like where they film
Nice.
Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers and
Right.
Saturday Night Live.
Right.
So it was just a tour
Nice,
that
nice.
was put on or whatever. And
Was it free or did you have to like, or was it
oh
charged?
no, you definitely have
That's
to pay
it.
for it.
Was it like good? Of course, like you didn't-
I'm not too sure. We kind of just went through like an itinerary. So we like built the itinerary type
How
thing.
we
so.
end up here? Oh, screw it.
I
You
know.
man.
But it's so awesome, man. If you ever get a chance to go to New York,
Right.
definitely check that out. 'cause
Absolutely.
That's an
Absolutely.
insane,
Right.
insane
That's it. He's like, you gotta do it, man. I agree. And also another thing is too that you know you. Are you still an employee at Lululemon, by the way? Are you still like, because now you're doing projects beyond
Right.
of the company, because I believe, what was it, Hamilton, was it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
At the Hamilton Tire Cat Stadium, there was a yoga like event that happened
Right.
that I've seen. I believe it was on Instagram or Twitter. I was either social media, but was that last year or a couple years ago?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was last year. So I don't work at Lululemon anymore because I'm just focusing on schooling and my business
Right.
and whatnot.
This
Still
was
a great
huge deal.
place to
This
work.
was a huge deal what you did. What was
Yeah.
this for? Why was it for?
Yeah, so Lululemon is all about like focusing on people's goals, and my goal was to, you know, practice my photography, my videography to potentially one day move to BC and
Yeah.
you know be a part
You
of the
will,
team
man.
there,
Come
right?
on.
Thanks. So that was just like one of those opportunities that was thrown my way, and
Right.
literally a day before it happened, I drove up to Hamilton, shot
Right.
the photos, and came back down. So
How is it in Hamilton, by the way? Like, is it actually beautiful? I've never been to Hamilton, actually.
yeah, Hamilton is boring.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, people from Hamilton. Sorry, but
But then, like, did people like just do like a free like sign up for this yoga thing or whatever? Like, it
absolutely,
was just
yeah.
like a yoga session or whatever. something
Yeah,
like that.
every Lululemon event is free to the community.
That's insane.
So we like to like practice yoga. Obviously,
Right.
that's kind of like what we live and breathe type
Right.
thing.
Right.
So to bring it to the community and for people to try it, free
Right.
is obviously the best case,
Right,
right?
because you have so many people in the football field and all that, right? And
Yeah.
yet, is it hard, like, when you're, like, filming, do you kind of do, like, a, whoa. like,
No, not
yeah,
at all.
that's
not at all.
okay. Anywho, Michael, definitely, since obviously, you know, you've been doing so many weddings and all that, now you're kind of used to the atmosphere, used to, like, kind of, like, everything around.
Yeah.
We want to bring your test of the skills, actually, okay? So,
Alright.
we got some pictures here that we got, you know, kind of guess on what the heck is going on.
Sure.
So here we go. So this one might be kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah. So am I supposed to guess what it is?
Just guess what it is. Yeah,
Alright.
yes.
It's a wedding cake.
Yep, you got it. Exactly. That's
All
it.
right.
I think this one's kind of self-explanatory.
Oh, that's
too.
a bouquet.
Yeah, just a
of
bouquet of flowers.
Nice.
You got it. Yes, exactly. So this one,
Is that you?
It could
No,
be.
I'm
I
just
say, I was just, it could be. I mean, you know, it was a good time and all that for the weddings and all that,
Yeah.
right? You know, this one is a drunk uncle. That's what.
Perfect. Yeah,
Maybe-
we see a lot of those.
Yes,
on camera,
exactly.
That's for sure.
And Michael, what the hell are you doing here, man? Like what made you want to think of this destination?
Oh, I
eh?
think I saw that photo.
Like,
actually.
come on, like, what's with that, man? All of
Yeah.
a sudden, like, having, like, a big, like, wedding time at Isla Nublar or something, like Jurassic Park or whatever. What the
Right.
hell, man?
Yeah.
We're all running to the hills or whatever, man.
That's pretty cool, actually.
That's
That's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll start incorporating
Like,
that into my wedding.
Kind of
photos.
running. Oh, my God. Wait, guys. You know, come on.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. And then this one, though, I mean, like, that's kind of odd a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
if this wedding was probably in, like, Louisiana or something like that, or any crazy, you know, redneck state or whatever the heck, I mean, it's okay. I mean, like, you know, I don't know. I mean, like,
Yeah.
kind of odd, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Michael, come on, man. What are you doing here?
Jeez.
Look, I understand that sometimes the bridesmaids look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, someone must have spiked the dog bowl. Eh? You know what I mean? Poor dog. Gave him some whiskey or whatever they'll have.
Let's just say, let's hope those dogs are married.
Yes,
Before the next
exactly.
night, right?
That's it, exactly. Come on, man. And of course,
Yes.
last but not
The
least,
wedding rings.
that's it.
The sphere that brings everything in a circle.
That's
right?
it, man.
Perfect
Man,
circle.
it is, absolutely. Everything does all come together in the most awesome ways. It just takes time.
Absolutely.
Michael, I really want to thank you so
All
much
right.
again, man.
Yeah, it's my
It just-
pleasure.
Man, it's just, you know, this is crazy, man. You know, like, and so anywho, for those who want to get married, you know, if you want a good video wedding photographer, you know the man. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Michael Duke, everyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me on. Gonna shake your hand.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with everything, man.
Thank you.
And if you ever need anything, let me know.
Absolutely.
All right.
I